What's up guys, Matwire back here with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a charge pipe in your BMW F33. If you like my videos, go ahead and give them a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel. And just like that, let's get right into the install. Alright guys, so as you can see, I went with the VRSF charge pipe. Just look at the finish on this thing. That is super dope. Looks like it got a little beat up during the shipping process, but I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. This is everything it comes with. You're gonna have to connect those two pipes obviously together with one of these. Some clamps, a couple of bolts with some washers, and of course, you know, they couldn't forget the stickers. Alright guys, obviously the first step is to jack up your car and remove the belly pan. Alright guys, so we're gonna start at the top of the vehicle. As you can see, this is your charge pipe right here. This pipe right here. So the first thing you want to do up here is you're going to want to unplug this T-map sensor right here. You're going to want to undo this line right here. I'll just go ahead and do that right now so I can show you guys. And then there's a vacuum line right here that you can see, and it connects on the bottom of this charge pipe. So you can either disconnect it here and then disconnect it on the bottom, or you can just try to disconnect it on the bottom. I'll let you guys know which one's easier for me. Yeah, so this one seems to be pretty difficult. I just went ahead and disconnected this right here. You guys can see that right here. So all you have to do is pinch these two little tabs and pull this out, so that way it'll be easier for me to get this one underneath the charge pipe. For this map sensor, there's a little tab right here. You just press down and it should slide right out. So, alright guys, this T-map sensor was giving me some trouble, so let me tell you guys how I removed it. So what I did, there's a tab right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I use my screwdriver to point. Right here, there's a tab. So what you're gonna want to do is press that down with your thumb, and then at the same time, work your screwdriver in on this side right here, and then kind of just gently push simultaneously while you're holding down that tab, and then it'll release. So once you have the T-map sensor removed and you have this portion right here unplugged, the same thing on the bottom side, there should be a tab that you have to squeeze for it to release. It's gonna be very hard for you guys to see, but I'll just do it for you guys and show you when I release it. Alright guys, and just like that. So like I said, the connection is just like this one right here. There's these tabs right here that you're gonna kind of want to squeeze down to release it and then pull it down. So once you've unhooked this line right here, unhooked this vacuum line right here, and then unhooked your T-map sensor, then we're gonna go ahead and remove this little portion right here. Now for this next part, I've seen people use a pick tool, but since I don't have a pick tool, I'm gonna improvise. I'm gonna use these, just kind of grab it and work it out. So there, and would you look at that, work the same. Now that that's out, you can kind of just like leave it hanging off like that if you'd like, or you can completely take it off. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off on both sides. So there's that. And then, now let me see if this will slide off the throttle body. And it does. So now that that part's off right down there, or up here, we're gonna go down to the bottom of the vehicle and start working down there. Alright guys, so underneath the vehicle, obviously with the belly pan removed, this right here is the bottom portion of that charge pipe, and it connects to this intercooler right here. So just like at the top of the engine bay, there's this little clamp right here that's holding this charge pipe in place. So you're gonna want to remove that, but you can't do that until you remove, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's these black clips right here. There's one on this side and there's also one on the other side, and you're gonna have to remove those clips because those clips are actually holding this one in place. So you can't remove this until you get that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that off right now, and these are a little difficult to get off. What I actually did was grab the flathead screwdriver and kind of just use this for leverage. Kind of use my finger like that and used it, just kind of work it off like that. As you can see, it's off now. So now this one's off. I'm gonna work on the other side. And usually once you get one, the other side's pretty easy to get. And as you can see, it's kind of hard to get off, so be very careful. I almost just like sliced my finger on this, but there it is. There's that clip I was talking about. So once you get that out, you can go ahead and get this off. I'm gonna use a flathead screwdriver, so I don't have a pick tool. So I'm just gonna grab this, grab it out. Same thing like up top. Take that off, and then now it should be loose. So let me go ahead and work this. You're gonna work it off the intercooler. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, so let me try it with two hands, and let me show you guys how that looks. Just like that. So now this is off. We can go ahead and kind of feed it through from the top. Alright guys, so we're back at the top, and as you can see, it's loose. So now pretty much all we're trying to do is just work it out of here. So you're gonna have to like twist it, turn it, and just try to get it out. So just to make it a little easier on myself and to give me more room to remove the charge pipe, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this little plastic box right here. It's held in by some clips, and then there's one T20 screw right in here. And so I have that, so I'm just go ahead and remove that right now. So there's that. So as you can see, without this big old plastic piece in the way, there's just some wires. So now the box is out, I'm gonna try to work this out. And just twist it and turn it. Make sure you're not being too aggressive or anything. You don't want to unplug anything or disconnect any like vacuum lines or anything like that. So just make sure you're kind of gentle when you take it out. Alright guys, so once you have the old charge pipe out, this is what it's gonna look like. And as you can see, this is why these things need to be replaced. It's just plastic, very flexible plastic. So these things are prone to break, crack all the time, even without any tune or anything like that. So if you do plan on doing a tune, which I do plan on tuning my car very soon, you're gonna need an upgraded charge pipe for sure. But anyway, back to the video. So pretty much what you're gonna do at this point is mock the orientation of your OEM charge pipe with your new charge pipe. So what you're gonna wanna do is connect them, and then you're pretty much gonna try to form it into the same direction, or pretty much form it to the same appearance as this one right here. So this bottom portion right here would probably be up like this, and then this portion right here would kind of be just like that, how it is. So let me go ahead and do that right now for you guys and show you guys what it looks like afterwards. So another thing you want to look for, there are these little bitty O-rings that are in here in your OEM one that you need to remove and place in your VRSF one. You can use a pick tool, but I don't have a pick tool, so your fingers work great. As you can see, that's what I'm talking about. So this one's going to be for the top portion right up here, and there's also one on the bottom as well that you're going to remove and put on the new one. Alright guys, so once you get to this point, what I went ahead and did and just got this grommet, connected these two pieces, and then put the bands on them. I didn't tighten these bands down yet, just so that way I could move these if I needed to try to match the OEM one. But now that I have it in a position where it looks pretty good, pretty identical to the OEM one, I'm going to go ahead and tighten these down. And then once I tighten these down, I'm going to reinstall the map sensor. You can tighten these clamps if you want to. I went ahead and tightened them, and I'm going to try to install it like that, so that way while it's installed I won't have to try to fit my arm in there and tighten them. But if it does give me issues trying to install it, I will loosen them, so that way it'll have a little more flexibility while I'm putting it in there. So like I said, you're going to transfer the T-map sensor to your new one. One thing I did want to mention, do not reuse the screws that you used for this one to take out the T-map sensor. VRSF actually sends you the screws that you're going to need to reinstall right in here to the T-map sensor. So I'm going to go ahead and put in these screws, and then I'll show you guys the next step. Alright guys, so I was having some fitment issues, so I went ahead and just took apart the two pieces, so that way I can have a little bit more, it's easier to navigate, have a little bit more room. So what I'm going to do is install the bottom portion first, and then I'll come back up and connect the top portion. Just like uninstalling the OEM one, you're just going to want to feed this one down. But very important, the OEM one has a little cutout right here, and so does this one. So this little cutout is going to go towards the front of the vehicle, because that's going to line up with the intercooler down there. So So once you have it in the general area, go ahead to the bottom portion of the vehicle so you can slide it onto the intercooler. So as you guys can see, the charge pipe's right here. So I'm gonna do now is just work it down. Like so. And then once that's done, you're gonna reinstall this little metal clamp that was on it before. So what I had to do was go back to the top of the vehicle and kind of push it down from there. And then it kind of like clipped in place. You're gonna make sure that you push it down all the way, or else this clip will not secure. So now that it's down all the way, you're gonna put this clip in. It should go in all the way like that. And just make sure that it's in there all the way like that. And then what I would do is give it a little tug to make sure it's not going anywhere. And nope, that seems pretty stable to me. So now that that portion is done, I'm gonna go up to the top of the vehicle and then install the upper portion. My apologies guys, my camera died, so I went ahead and finished up everything off camera, but this is the easy part, so I'll just kind of explain what I did. So after you're done with the bottom portion, you're gonna come up here, and like I said, this was in 2 pieces, so I left this clamp kind of loose. And what I did, I found it easier to just kind of feed this side onto the throttle body right here. So this part of the charge pipe onto the throttle body. That C-clamp that goes in here, you'll see there's 2 openings on either side of the charge pipe. There's one on this side and one on the opposite side. You can't see it, but I put the C-clamp on this way, so that way on both sides it'll clamp down on both of those gaps on either side. So make sure you put it on this way with the C opening towards the back of your vehicle. Then what I did is I went ahead and reinstalled this vacuum line on the back of the charge pipe. It just is very simple. You just kind of push it on there and it snaps in place. You don't have to like pinch it or anything like that. And also make sure you plug in this vacuum line into this little portion right here. Then once you're done with that, I went ahead and put this T-map sensor back on. Same thing, just clips right in place. Pretty easy stuff. After that, I went ahead and reinstalled this little box that I had removed earlier to give me more room. So that way that's back in there. And so now that's pretty much it. So what I'm gonna do now is clean up everything, take it on a test drive just to see how it performs, and let you guys know if it does in fact increase the throttle response, or if I see any difference at all. Almost forgot, don't forget to reinstall that belly pan. Alright guys, so first impressions, I'm here in my vehicle. I will say I feel a difference, not gonna lie. At first I really didn't. You don't really feel a difference in the throttle response as far as, you know, just casually driving. I mean, it just feels normal, but when you punch it, you can tell a difference. Now the difference in throttle response is not significant. It's not like I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, I should have got a charge pipe a long time ago, you know. It's one of those things, one of those installs that you do just for reassurance, you know, just in case, because, you know, the charge pipes, the OEM charge pipes do fail, and they can crack and they can blow off the turbo, and you don't want that. But there definitely is a difference. Like when I punch it, there is definitely less of a lag as far as the throttle response. I wouldn't say it's an instant, you know, I put foot on the gas and the car goes, but it is definitely quicker than the OEM charge pipe, that's for sure. And I'm just in comfort mode, to be honest. I'm sure if I threw it in sports mode, they'd be way better. So I just switched it into Sports Plus, and once this car is not in front of me anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and punch it, get on it real quick and see how it responds. So here it goes. Yeah. Oh, there's definitely a difference there. Just knowing that now I can push my car and not having to worry, like in the back of my mind, like, oh, I don't want to push it too hard. Like, what if the charge pipe blows off or cracks? Or so I mean, it's nice. It's a nice feeling to just know that I can do that now without having to worry. But it's a bonus that, you know, you get that little bit of extra throttle response time. Yeah, that's great. Alright guys, and there you have it. You just saw the charge pipe in action. To be honest, I'm very happy with the install. Shout out to VRSF for getting me this charge pipe in a very fast, timely manner. You know, with everything going on, they got it to me, I think it was 3 days after I ordered it. So shout out to VRSF. You know, I already have a down pipe with you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm not sponsored, but every time that I've ordered from VRSF, they've delivered, and I really appreciate that. So am I gonna to my car soon or what? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. But with that being said, that wraps up today's video. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you get notified every time I upload a new video.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you gotta go. Man, I'm on the chase now.